Okay, so it's the next morning. I didn't mess with the chip much last night. I just wanted to get it running and get it out for a drive and see how it did. Truck does great. No leaks so far that I can see, which I'm really happy about. Everything drives perfectly. It's beautiful. It worked out great. However, I still ran into the problem of whenever I plugged the Hydra chip into the PCM, the truck still would not start and had the theft light issue. So I figured it had something to do with the PATS system. I tried a couple different things. I tried unplugging the green connector. That didn't do anything. And I was cranking and cranking on this truck, and it's funny because I had the Hydra chip connected initially, and then I disconnected it and played around with a few things, so I probably cranked the poor truck and hurt the starter a lot more than I needed to, but it's still kicking, so it'll be fine. But I found the problem, I think. So I downloaded Hydra's or the Hydra Flash tool here onto the computer, and first thing I noticed was right down there. Notice how it says it's PATS not equipped. That's probably what our problem is here. And I need to clarify something earlier. It also looks like I've got 160cc injectors, not 180cc injectors. Anyway, so no big deal though. But what we're going to do is we're going to go down here and we're going to click this, change that to PATS equipped, and I'm going to plug the chip back into the PCM here, put the PCM back in the truck. We'll see if that takes care of our problem, see if it fires up and runs now. Alright, so I finally figured out the crank no start issue on the Excursion, and it's just as I thought. It was a PATS issue. PATS stands for Passive Anti-Theft System, and this is on the Excursion models. And basically what this is an anti-theft system. If someone tries to steal the vehicle with a regular unprogrammed key, it's not going to let the truck start. When you reflash your ECM or change the programming with the Hydra chip here, you have to have PATS enabled software. Now, the chip came preloaded, pre-programmed when I got it. However, you'll notice that these first 6 tunes here, see, they're preloaded here. They're on the chip, but they do not say PATS equipped. So what I did was I went down here to change. Here, I'll just use this blank one here to show you what I did. Went down here to change. I typed in my calibration number, which is VR88 or AA, VRAA6Y3. So this pulls up all your calibrations for that vehicle. And as you can see, there's a lot of different options here, a lot of things to choose from. Kind of played around with them a little bit, but the problem was the truck still idled like crap. It would not run properly at idle. So I got to thinking about it, and I thought, well, maybe these tunes are customized for those specific injectors, and that turned out to be the case. So thanks to the ease of use with this software here, I'll tell you what, I can't thank you guys enough for recommending the Hydra tuner, the Hydra chip here to me, because I've been really happy with how this worked out. What I was able to do, if you click this little save icon here, you can actually save the file to a folder on your computer, and you can see I saved all 6 tunes. See them there? So I saved all 6 tunes. Forgot my wife's laptop is a touchscreen. Wow, I need to upgrade here. Anyway, so I saved all 6 tunes to my computer's or to her computer's hard drive. Then, before I reloaded them to the computer, I went down here. See this PATS not equipped? And if you click it to change, see how it changes to green and now it says PATS equipped? That's the problem we had. Now that it says PATS equipped, I was able to go over here. You click the little folder icon here. Tap the little folder icon, and it allows you to add a file to the tuner from your computer's hard drive. So I did that. I added all 6 of them here. I left the original ones on there just in case, but I re-added them down here, and sure enough, when I chose any tune between 7 and 12, the truck started and ran perfectly fine. If I went back to 1 through 6, it wouldn't work properly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these top ones here that are not PATS enabled. So we just go through here and click the red X and it deletes them. Go through and delete all those. And since I want to do 1 through 6 and I don't want to have to do 7 through 12, I'm going to go through and delete these as well. Blank all those out. Then you go back up here and tap on the folder icon. So for position number 1, I'm going to choose the factory stock. Factory stock tuning with the programming to run on these new injectors, these 160cc injectors. Tap open, and now as you can see, that file is ready to be uploaded. Go down here, double check and make sure. You can see that says PATS equipped, so that's good. And then let's do the second one. Next one that I'd like is the high idle, 1100 high idle. Third position that I would like is the 40 horsepower towing tune. Fourth position, I'm going to use the 80 horsepower daily driver. Fifth position I'm going to use is the 120 horse racing. Oh boy, we're getting up there now. Finally, last but not least, the sixth position we're going to use is the extreme. And when they say extreme, they aren't kidding. This thing runs insanely well. Things get really hot though. I mean, it'll peg the EGT gauge in no time. So you want to be careful with that, obviously. But there we go. The tunes are loaded. PATS equipped is enabled. And then we're going to go over here and tap this program button. And it's going to program it to the chip. And then once it's done programming, simply all you have to do is plug it back into the truck. Now, before I plug this into the truck, I'm going to press the down button here to return it to tune 1. That way when I plug it back into the truck, it isn't looking for a blank file here on number 7, because number 7 is blank now. So we'll switch that back to 1. Once that's done programming, plug it back into the truck and see how it works. Last but not least, don't forget to change the tune setting down to the file that's actually loaded, because there's no file on position number 7 now. My factory tune for the bigger injectors is in file number 1, so when I plug this into the truck, I want to make sure that it's ready on file number 1. So there you go. Let's go plug this into the truck and see how it runs now. Alright, we're going to plug the chip back into the truck here. It just sits in there just like so. I'm going to put a couple pieces of tape there to kind of hold it in place and re-secure this wiring a little later on. But for now, let's just see if this works. Theft light should go out. There we go. That's what I like to see. No theft light. Where are we at here? Okay, we're at position number 1, as you can see. Now let's start the truck up and see how it runs. And there you go. Nice, perfectly smooth idle. Truck fired right up. No theft light. That's what we want. Let's change it up here to the high idle, see if this. Sweet. All right. There we go. Now it's time to go drive and have some fun. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. So, quick learning experience with the Hydra flash, and just in case anyone else out there has this issue. Just because You go down here and you tap the Pat's Equipped to change it to green. See how if you tap it, it changes from red to green. Equipped, not equipped. Doesn't mean it changes the rest of this programming here, okay? Just because you change the status of the Pats down here, that doesn't mean it changes the actual programming of the files. What you have to do, if you have a Pat's Equipped vehicle and it does not say Pat's Equipped here, you have to save these files to your computer first. Save them first. Do not just delete them. Save them because they're specifically programmed for these injectors. Save all the files to your computer with the little save icon there. Then delete them with the red X. Go back. Change this down here from the red to the green just by clicking on it. Then you go back and re-add the files from your computer by tapping the folder icon. Once they've all been added into the positions you want, double check and make sure it says Pat's Equipped, and then hit the program button over here. I did that and it solved all my no start problems. Now that it has the Pat's Equipped tunes loaded onto it, everything is working perfectly.